Nitro is the glory.
Hey, Nitro is the glory, E-Buggy isn't paying the bills here at the Raw Nats, and I'm here with the tallest man in RC and one of the nicest guys, WRC driver, Alpha driver, Mr. Ryan Lutz. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, Keenan. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. You're pitting over there, all over away from me, so I can't talk to you as much, but it's cool. We're going to get some chats in. We're here on qualifying day of the Raw Nationals, and I decided to do a track walk with the guy who does some of the best track walks in RC, so let's take it away. Here you go.
All right. Well, here we go. We're at the start-finish line right before the pit lane. It's a lot shorter than it could be. A lot of times this goes all the way to the end and you're full throttle, so this is kind of hard to remember to slow down in time. At the end of this corner, you got a sharp 180 after you've been going full speed, so you really have to make a conscious effort, slow down, get the car turning, and try to get that quick rotation to be able to approach this next section, which is a six-pack here, and it's not the smoothest. The two option lines seem to be you're maybe like a quarter throttle doing a double, 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 and then the other option is to kind of really launch it in, land in the gully of the triple, and triple out. And you'll also see some spectacular wrecks through this as it just catches your car and tosses it crazy. So generally people are about 1/3 of the way in, and you can see right where they're landing. This is the popular spot for that triple. This is getting knocked down, so we're not getting as much lift to maybe clear the end of the triple. So sometimes we're coming up a little short, but generally if you can at least land on the top of the third one, power through it, and get enough launch to clear the second part, and then hammer down to this next 180, and then we have another interesting little jump section here. So we have a single, double, double. So the single part, we're kind of launching this one a little bit harder. So generally people are going about halfway, a quarter to halfway is the popular line, and you're almost launching it into the face of the second one. The reason you're wanting to launch it is because these jumps are really easy to clear, too easy to clear. So you want to kind of slow yourself down. So you launch it, land in here, up into the face, which helps slow your car down, and allows you to pop up, do this first double, and kind of land on the downside. If you take the first one too slow and you launch this one too hard, you land into the face of the next one, then you have trouble clearing that and getting out of shape. So again, launching that first one, popping up, downside in this one, and then it's a nice half throttle jump for this second double here. And then we have a 40-degree right-hander. And then this is a long, they stretch this out from the warm-up. This is similar to the jump they had at the warm-up. They stretched it out a little bit, so you really got to be on the throttle, probably 3/4 to full throttle, depending on how you land there. Launching this right about the middle. And it's probably a good 30-foot gap, 20, 30-foot gap. And landing on the downside. Then we have about a 160 corner here. And you're kind of powering this. Now, as the track dries out, you can see right here, a little section actually got taken out. So when they blow it, sometimes the top layers come off and it can leave some marbles. So that's something to look out for, especially as we get longer into the racing. Track might start breaking apart in spots, but they do a good job trying to water as best they can. During the Roar event, you can't water as much as you'd like to, but gotta try to keep it consistent for everybody. So now this section, we have another six-pack. This one, to me, is a double, double, single, single. So the double part is like a half throttle. So I come around that corner, do half throttle. I'm trying to stay about mid to quarter on the inside, and then do half throttle, and then I mash it full throttle on the second set. As soon as I land, I'm hitting the brakes, slowing down for this next one. The reason being is the sixth one is a little sharper, and it's almost impossible to do a double here and land smoothly. It's very easy to, if you try to do it, you hit your back end and you're hitting the brakes to try to turn, you do an endo. So you just do a single, single, slow down enough. Then we have another 160 or so corner to the right, and you're mashing the throttle here because you got a nice big sweeping corner here, full throttle. So you're trying to do some apexes here. You come in, getting tight on this section, and you start bleeding out because you are full throttle. So they're getting ready to do practice. We're gonna rush this in. So you're coming out here, and then you start carving in, still going full throttle. And this is where you like the heavier diff setups, because then you're not diffing out your front end, keeping the car flatter through these corners. And you're bleeding out, and then you gotta approach this. This is like a descending corner, so you gotta really be cognizant, slow down enough for this right-hander. Slow down. I'm actually hitting the brakes a little early and kind of drifting this at times. Adjusting the brakes and throttle to get the back end to come around and shoot down for this. We got a little hump in this corner. So you're trying to stay up tight on this pipe here and stay too high. If you go off, you're sliding down. You don't want to do that, so you're staying up tight. Again, we got another little chunk taken out. As it dries up, that's going to get a loose spot. So you got to be cognizant of that. And then we got a nice uphill double. So we're back to launching this one right about in the middle, kind of where it's deteriorating here. Launching up onto the flat. And immediately trying to, because you can land all the way up here, you're immediately trying to kind of set the car in the air and get it set up for this next corner. So you take this right-hander, and now we have a big off camber left, and you gotta really not overshoot this. You can easily go too much throttle and start sliding down. So you gotta slow down enough, try to stay as tight as you can at the top of this, and then you can really line this up and try to make this almost a straight shot. So once you get set, you're powering through this. You come up here, you get some lift, and your inside tires actually come off the ground if you're doing it right. You get on the gas, and then we got a little rumble strip into the right-handed sweeper here. Now, but they put a little bit of a jump on the first part, so we're launching into this guy, and you're easily landing about in here, and you're trying to get your car settled. If you hit your brakes too hard when you land, you might dig in your nose in one of these, and it can really upset you. So it's almost like you want to jump in, maybe just brake very momentarily, but then like let off and let your front end stay up high, and blip, 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 blip your throttle finger through this to keep your nose up, and then stay up tight on this. Now you can see this one section that's really falling apart. So this is easy. This is very hard to see from the driver's stand because this is off camber as well. So what happens is, if there's a car in front of you, it's very hard to judge where they're at. It's hard to judge where you're at in this corner sometimes. And if your car hits this and hooks in, it's very easy to hook in and hit this pipe. So this is one of the tougher sections, especially running against somebody. Anyways, though, you want to try to stay tight on this. Give a quick burst of throttle. We got another hump on the inside of this one. Again, these things start to fall apart a little bit. They weren't able to be packed as much. And so if you hit this, it can easily upset your car, sticking to the pipe. So slowing down enough, just taking this tight. And then we're doing like a straight shot again, straight over this jump, almost aiming right on the inside of this pipe. And we're landing, kind of adjusting the car in the air and trying to land kind of right on this inside, right on that inside pipe. Then you're mashing down that straightaway, bleeding out to about halfway, setting up for that 180 at the end of the straightaway. So that is our track walk at the 2021 Roar Nationals at LCRC Raceway. Thank you guys for joining us, and look forward to some great racing this weekend.